Good morning, Ponderers. This is Gilvan and welcome to Ponderings. We're continuing with Chapter 1, Introduction, and the purpose of this podcast this morning is, of course, the background. But before that, I would like to start with, something, I just had my guitar here, which I haven't held for years now. I don't know if still I can play this one. But, so we're starting with this one. Let me just put the microphone here. Napaka-soloista nating podcast, very improvising. Like, baka malaglag tong microphone dito. Pero let me just put something here. I don't know if this will be recording well. Creaking in that we silence all around. Oh, I wish that you were here right now. Someone like me, somehow I fell in love with just dreams. Those November days still haunting me. I love this song. Wonder go ways, follow skin and my hair go. Caught in the window, choir wall sang a melancholic hymn. I've been moving, try to hold on to the memory of your lips. God, I'm so sick. What have you done to me? There you go. I don't know with that one, but I think that will be somehow a start, as I can say this morning. Let me just put down my guitar here. There you go. I haven't heard it for years. And we're starting with that Lofi song, and it's really a beautiful song. Love is really talented. The way she crafted her music, also the lyrics, it's really beautifully done. And I bet she spent a lot of time creating masterpieces. Similarly, dear grade 10, research is something of a process. You don't sit on it a few hours and you're done with it. You need to think about it a lot, think long about it, prepare for it, practice it. And right now we are studying about it. We're starting, so don't be left behind. One will be left behind simply because of feeling bored or inattention or being not focused in class or ignoring this podcast attempt to teach research and the other sources that we give. Then there's no one to be blamed but oneself. So again, dapat we focus and dedicate on this because this is something that is gagawin sa sunod na level in the grade 11 to grade 12 and of course in the college. So we're continuing with this one, and let me just pull up my PowerPoint here. So we're on to Chapter 1, Introduction, knowing the background of the study. Let me just quickly show you first a slide here of 7 components of the Chapter 1. So the first one is the background of the study. It tells us what the topic is all about, and it's all about the issue and how does it affect the people. Second one is the statement of the problem. What is the problem or issue that your study is focusing on? followed by number 3, research questions. We have learned about this in our class last time. I'm sorry for my voice. It's already Thursday, and really I'm feeling already so tired. But still, I get to go on. Okay, we get to go on. We get to dedicate on this. Followed by number 4, objectives of the study. That is what your study want to achieve. 5 is significance of the study, the importance of your study, the relevance. Why you have to study this? What will be the importance of this study to the field that you're at? 6 is scope and the limitation. What will your study cover? Here you got to be honest and tell the limits of your study. Academic integrity, that is. And number 7 is definition of terms. It's like a mini glossary of terms that will guide the readers as they read the next chapters of your research. So all of these components are in chapter 1. Later on, I'm going to show you an example of this from the research article about noise pollution. But before this, let me share to you first what we have read in class. Okay, this one. It's called the essential parts of chapter 1. Okay, I'm pulling it up here. So we first start with a solid background. You know, grade 10, every great research starts with a solid background. Kailangan solid, right? Meaning it really must be complete, you know. You should have done and read a lot. To build this, you can explore books, reliable websites, academic journals, and even credible news sources and intellectuals. For intellectuals, you can ask your teachers, you can refer to famous podcasters, and you can even check the opinion section of Inquirer. From my experience reading Inquirer, there's a lot of ideas, especially on social issues. And these writers of Inquirer, these columnists, they have references. They're not used to simply stating their opinion. They have evidence, they have a source wherein they got that. And this source, Inquirer opinion, is something good, really good. You can find research topics if you're looking for a social issue as a topic. Academic journals, of course, is number 1 among this list. In an academic journal, you can already find a lot of references, like 30 or 25 references when you find one article. Because remember, an article is a product of many sources. Okay, and as I'm always telling you, class, students, grade and students, and those who are listening on this podcast, this early morning podcast, you can simply go to databases which are free, such as ERIC. Okay, so let me show you ERIC here on my screen. Don't forget to click peer-reviewed, so you will have reviewed articles, meaning professionals or reviewers had checked this article, verified information and the resources before it got published. And of course, don't forget that full text, so you can download the PDF version which you can read and which you can share to your group mates. Okay, this is number 1 for me among these sources for building your background. Now, another one is news. Take Palki Sharma, for example. She has a lot of news that can be topics for research. Okay, I always watch Vantage every week just to get updated, and of course to see Palki too. Okay, books too can give topics, especially the books that you will be reading on senior high school. Now, this information helps you understand the history and current situation of your topic, guiding you to create a strong foundation for your study. The more you know about your topic, the clearer your research path becomes. I highlighted this one. Again, the more you know about your topic, the clearer your research path becomes. In other words, the more you read about your topic, then the more you know about how that topic was studied, who were the participants in that, what were the research questions used and researched about the topic, and the references, and of course the methodologies and everything. So I think the first rule for a group of researchers in senior high school is to make all the members research for articles about your topic, and of course to ensure that they read about this. Sabi ko nga sa klase, sa isang grupo, you don't need an inspiration or someone who cook noodles, someone who just finance. Everybody should be a researcher. Everybody should be able to know Eric, and of course everybody should know how to read the article, so that they can share in every meeting on how to do the chapter 1. Okay, so we're continuing. Stating the problem or issue and your research goal. Chapter 1 also entails you telling the statement of the problem. The statement of the problem is like the heart of your research. It tells what issue you aim to solve or understand. Without a statement of the problem, you would lose direction. So it's like a mapping out of your goal. You need to know where you are and where you want to go, and before you can take the first step in the research process. So you got to tell the problem that you are studying, or the issue that you are researching. For example, noise pollution is the given example for the class. So you got to really state that this study will be focusing on the noise pollution in 2 elementary schools in Bursa, Turkey. Yung example natin eh. So don't forget to tell the statement of the problem as part of chapter 1. Okay? Creating effective research questions. Good research questions are clear, focused, and answerable. We have learned that last time in podcast number 1. And don't forget that. Okay? Don't make research questions that are philosophical. Although in other courses like philosophy or theology in college, ginagawa yan. However, for grade 10, grade 11, practical research, grade 12, kaya nga practical research, you should get to something to do that is pragmatic, something that is answerable. Okay? So research question break down your problem into smaller parts. So you tell your research problem, but the research question will break down into smaller parts. Usually I see 2 research questions or 3 research questions. If you're going to have a lot of research questions, then be sure to answer those. I really feel that 2 research questions or 3 research questions is enough for a phenomenon. The question is, how would you create research question? Well, think about your topic constantly. And always ask the what, the why, and how, and strive to be specific. For example, if your study is about noise pollution in our school, then think of what questions, like what are the effects of noise pollution, and make it specific to grade 10 students who are near the gymnasium. Okay, that could be a question. Or how is focus affected by the noise pollution emanating from the noises around, it should be specific, from the gymnasium or from the road. Okay? So always constantly think about your research topic and ask these questions and make it specific. Okay? Alright, in chapter 1 you also prove that your research is significant. To explain how it can help others. An intervention, like in the research article that I've been sharing to the class, the researcher has this sensitivity training, the training of the people to become sensitive to the noise that they make and to become aware of the bad effects of it to other people around. Will it provide new insights or contribute new knowledge to the field of your course? Will it benefit a specific group? The significance of the study section answers these questions. Citing the terms used in your research. The definition of terms ensures that everyone understands your study the same way. Remember, researchers guide other researchers too, and they have in their mind replicability. So also they care for the readers and for the people who will be listening to their research or reading their research. So they got to define these terms by citing where you got your definitions. May it be from a book on that field, or may it be an operational definition, which is how the researcher used that activity or that term in their own study. They still got to define this, okay, so that confusion can be avoided, and of course to ensure that you and your readers are on the same page. Alright, in chapter 1 there's also scope and delimitation. The researcher need to be honest. You don't have to say that our research is the best research, or you don't have to say we have interviewed everybody in the school or every schools in the city we have studied. No. Acknowledging the limits of your study isn't a weakness in researching. In fact, it shows academic integrity or being honest. Researchers should be honest, they should have integrity. No study can cover everything, and researchers got to admit what they simply had done. Perhaps they have not interviewed for a very long time, or their data gathering took only just a few months or a few weeks because they were restricted to time and to resources and to the scope. Perhaps they have not interviewed everyone. They just interviewed a significant part of the population. So, telling this will help your panel see that you understand the boundaries of your work, and you're informing everybody about that limit of your work. And there you go. So thank you for listening to this podcast. Once again, grade 10 students who are studying research, take a look at the components of chapter 1 that I shared to you this morning. Number 1 is the background of the study. Statement of the problems, number 2. Number 3 is the research questions. 4 is objective of the study. 5, significance of the study. 6, scope and the limitations. And 7 is the definition of terms. As we study research this quarter, day by day in the classroom and in this podcast, you'll have more knowledge about chapter 1, and soon be able to write your own chapter 1 when the time comes for you to write one. In the next podcast, I'll be showing you a chapter 1 of a real research article downloaded from Eric. So we're gonna see how are these 7 components are in an actual research article. Okay, so stand by for that. So again, thank you very much for listening to this podcast. And I think I'm gonna grab my guitar again to close this podcast. Okay, I put down the mic here and then grab my guitar. Second, well, I think we end this. When the cold rays fell on your skin and my hair got caught in the wind, and the choir sang a melancholic hymn. In the morning you will be gone every morning. Try and hold on to the memory of your lips. God I'm so lovesick. What have you done to me? Thank you all for listening. God bless everyone.